in MNL 2023. And also, please make sure you include the hashtag Seung live at Market in all of your posts. Speaking of Animals Market, I cannot remember the last time. Now we had something like this out in the mall, like in an open space like this. Isn't this awesome? Yeah. You know, the press conference is usually a very exclusive event, but we have nagpupuka na siya parang fan meeting, diba? So thank you so much. Animals Market, palakpakan po natin. Thank you so much for having us in this beautiful space of yours. All right. And so, with that, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Make the biggest, loudest, most exciting noise for our favorite oppa from South Korea. Please welcome the award-winning actor, singer, and host, Seung.
네, 중앙으로 한번 해주시겠어요?
Center, yes, please face the center. Thank you. And now to the left side of the stage. And last but not least, of course, to the right. And now, if you'd like to have a seat, please, yes. Hi, how are you? My gosh, we meet again. This chair is so fun. All right, let's get settled. Welcome to the Philippines.
Bye-bye, Philippines. Recently, I'm so happy to hear Philippines. And I'm so glad to see my fans all my fans in the Philippines. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, our days are so much better already because you're just parang makikinig bigla. Okay, it's the Seung effect, obviously. But seriously, we are so happy that you're back in the Philippines. And this is a press conference, so we are going to get to some of the questions that our friends from the media have for you. All right, we have a lot to cover, so let's get to it. Our first question. This is not your first time in the Philippines. You were here in 2019 for a fan meeting. So this is a question that's coming from the Seoul Story. They want to know, was there any specific experience that stood out to you during your first visit?
필리핀 처음이 아니시고 2019년도에도 팬미팅 하러 왔었는데 저희 처음 방문했을 때도 느끼는 특별한 경험이 있으신지 궁금합니다.
가장 특별한 건 우리 필리핀 팬들이 제일 warm welcoming 한 것 같아요.
I think the most memorable thing was that the Filipino fans were giving me the warmest welcome.
Sample, warm welcome. Come on.
Maraming salamat po.
My gosh, you're like trilingual. Ang galing-galing mo mag-English. Magtatagalog pa siya. So impressive. Okay, this next question is from GMA. Okay, you learned some Filipino words last time. I think we saw and just heard some of the words that you retained from that trip. But are there other words that you remember?
네, 저번에 필리핀 단어를 좀 배우셨는데 아직도 기억이 남는 필리핀 단어가 있으신지?
새롭게 배웠습니다. I learned more Philippine. mahal kita. I really want to say this word. Namiss ko kayo.
Wala, nauwian na. Mahal kita at namiss kita. Okay, we're done. Are there any experiences that you're looking forward to doing here on this trip?
네, 이번에는 어떤 경험을 해보고 싶으신 게 있으실까요?
이번에는 사실 지난번 2019년에는 팬미팅으로 왔었고 이번에는 라이브 콘서트 투어로 왔기 때문에 사실 트립보다는 오늘 있을 이 공연을 굉장히 즐겁게 잘 마무리하는 게 이번 필리핀의 목적입니다.
So back in 2019, I came here for a fan meeting, but today I came here for a live concert. So my purpose for today is to finish the live concert safely. So that is actually the goal in my mind.
Sino bang manonood mamaya? Alright. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Let's move on to our next question. From K-Drama Buzz. Your tour is called The Dreamer's Dream. You know many Filipinos dream of visiting Korea. Sino gusto pumunta ng Korea? Para makita.
Medyo bumabasa
Para
ngayon.
makita yung mga lugar where
Dati
you
kasi
filmed
payat-payat
your
eh.
work.
Malaki
How
lang
does
yung
it
damit
feel
nila.
to be back in the Philippines and essentially making the
Kaya
dream
ito
of
dati.
Filipino fans
Ngayon
happen
medyo
by
ano
being
na
here
siya.
right now in the flesh?
네, 승기 씨 투어가 이제 소년 꿈꾸다라고 불리는데 승기 씨는 필리핀 사람들이 한국을 방문하여 승기 씨 드라마 촬영지에 가는 것을 꿈꾼다고 하는데요. 필리핀에 돌아와서 지금 이 자리에 있는 것으로 필리핀 팬들의 꿈을 이루게 된 기분이 어떠신지?
일단 이 드라마, K-pop, 영화, 무비 이런 것들이 필리핀과 한국과 필리핀의 어떤 문화적인 교류로 정말 많이 가까워지고 있는 것 같습니다. 그래서 한국에 와주시는 우리 필리핀 팬들께도 너무 고맙고 저 역시도 이제 좀 필리핀에 너무 이제 좀 사랑하게 돼서 앞으로 이곳에서 어떤 음악적인 활동이나 앨범이나 이런 걸 할 수 있을까라고 저희가 생각 중에 있습니다.
So I think first of all, I think it is very nice to see a cultural communication between Korea and Philippines by sharing the K-pop, the movie, and the music industry. And I thank you so much for loving the Korean culture, and I'm also expecting for me to have our music activities here in the Philippines as well in the future.
Oh, wow! Releasing all these things possibly right here in the Philippines. That's so exciting. We're going to look forward to that. Let's talk about your long-standing career of almost 2 decades. Let's give him a big round of applause. 20 years in the industry. I know this is next year, but advance happy 20th anniversary in the industry. What a great milestone. We're going to look back at all of those amazing years that you have been in the entertainment industry with these questions from the press. The first one coming from the Seoul Story. You've been actively involved in various entertainment fields, including music, acting, variety shows. What drives you to continuously explore new avenues in your career? And are there any other fields that you'd like to try?
네, 음악, 연기, 예능 등 다양한 예능 분야에서 도전하고 계시는데요. 승희 씨 경력에서 새로운 것들을 계속해서 탐구하도록 동기하는
masaya
분야가
siya
무엇일까요?
ngayon.
또 시내 보고 다
O dahil may asawa na siya ngayon.
개인적으로는 지금
Before kasi di ba
뮤직, 무비
Oo
드라마
nga eh.
이걸 다 하고 있기 때문에
부ti nakaabot kasi.
다른 분야를 더 한다는 것은 솔직히 좀 힘들 것 같고 다만 이 세 가지를 계속 같이 하는 거는
Parang mo dalawa yun, no?
이 세 가지 K 컨텐츠를 각국의 우리
Correct.
전 세계적인 팬분들이
Siya hindi
너무
mag-aantay.
그 컨텐츠를 통해서 보여드릴 수 있는 매력이 다 다르기 때문에 저는 한국에서도
Asawa lang natin yung nag-aantay.
계속 이렇게 세 가지를 같이 가져가면서 여러분들께 더 많은 컨텐츠로 인사를 드리려고 합니다.
Because I'm already doing the 3 things, which is I'm actually already filming and also acting, and also I'm also singing at the moment. So I think adding to another field is quite difficult for me to do at this point. So I'm going to exert more effort to be more approachable to international fans out here, and I'll exert more effort to be more productive in the upcoming projects that I have.
Sapat na yun, di ba? Acting, singing, hosting. Sapat na yun. Triple threat talaga siya. Alright, let's talk about your acting career. Okay, K-Musify wants to know, because you've played so many successful roles already in different genres, we're wondering, is there a role that you wanted to play but you never had the chance to?
다양한 장르에서 많은 성공적인 역할을 해보셨는데 해보고 싶지만 아직까지 해보지 못한 역할이 혹시 캐릭터가 있으실까요?
개인적으로는 좀 어떤 닥터
Doctor.
그리고
I'm sick because
사실 저희 이제 한국에서 지금은 장르물이 굉장히 많이 유행하고 있는데 예전에는 로맨틱 코미디들이 굉장히 많았어요. 저도 굉장히 사랑하지만 근데 로맨틱 코미디의 배경으로 이 필리핀의 날씨와 이 배경이 너무 잘 맞을 것 같아서 언젠가 한번 필리핀을 배경으로 하는 뭔가 이렇게 로맨틱 코미디를 한국 드라마가 할 수 있으면 좀 좋을 것 같다는 생각을 하고 있습니다.
Personally, I think I can try a doctor maybe. And you know, in Korea, the most famous thing is like a genre thing. And you know, one of the most famous genre in Korea is romantic comedy. So I think Philippine weather is, I think, perfect for romantic comedy as well. So maybe we could try filming a romantic comedy drama here in the Philippines.
you're welcome anytime. Please do. What about movies? Do you have plans of filming a movie perhaps?
네, 영화는요. 승우 씨가 직접 영화를 만드실 계획은 있으실까요?
직접 아직 만들 계획은 없고 제가 올해 초에 촬영을 마친 대가족이라는 영화를 개봉을 이제 내년쯤에 아마 할 예정이고요. 그리고 아마 차기작으로 뭔가 하는 것도 아마 영화가 될 가능성도 굉장히 높습니다.
Actually not, but I have actually acted in a movie called The Big Family, which I already finished filming.
Sa group natin.
Aired next year.
So exciting. Okay, we're gonna watch out for that as well. Let's talk about your singing career now. It's been a while since you released an album. So do you have plans of maybe releasing one soon? And do you have a dream collaboration in mind? This is coming from Hello K-pop.
내신 지 조금 오래됐는데 혹시 새로운 앨범을 내실 계획이 있는지, 그리고 다른 가수나 콜라보를 하고 싶다면 그 계획 있으신지?
아직 정확한 예정은 없고 내년이 이제 저희 20주년 앨범이기 때문에 20주년 앨범이 발매될 때는 한국의 유명한 선배 후배 가수들 그리고 프로듀서들과 많은 코워크를 하면서 조금 다양한 뮤지션들이 참여하는 앨범을 만들려고 하고 있습니다.
There's no specific album being proceeded yet, but of course, next year is my 20th anniversary album, so I'll be releasing an album which is collaborated with the famous senior singers and also the producers, the most famous ones in Korea, and I'll be making an album for you guys.
Who's excited for the 20th anniversary album? You have a very extensive discography, and we're wondering, is there a song that you identify as, okay, this is really like Seung's song? This really reflects who I am.
네, 많은 곡을 발표하셨는데 이승기 씨가 가장 많이 반영되는 곡은 또 어떤
Yan na lang
곡이신가요?
sa'yo.
개인적으로는 1집의 제 타이틀곡이었던 건 내 여자라니까
Ayan, tingnan nyo na lang.
많은 분들이 좋아하는 삭제 되돌리다
Wala, hindi na kayo marinig. Sample! Yes! Sample!
삭제
Delete? Do you guys want delete?
You wanna
Sing!
listen to my song?
Yeah!
한 장씩 웃을 때마다 가슴이 아려와 너의 사진이 점점 흐려져
what you're gonna get tonight during the actual concert. Thank you so much for that. You sound amazing. Okay.
See you my concert.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you started your career in 2004. K-drama Buzz wants to know, because many things have changed in the industry. So if you could give a message to your younger self, what would you tell him?
네, 2004년도에 데뷔하신 이후로 많은 것들이 바뀌었고 승희 씨는 많이 성장하셨는데요. 혹시 어렸을 때 승희 씨에게 메시지를 한 번 전하실 때는 어떤 말씀이세요?
I want to say my young listening, just this, don't be afraid. 뭔가 도전하고 뭔가를 해내고 보여주는 거를 조금 어렸을 때는 좀 조심했었는데 그런 걸 좀 두려워하지 말고 뭔가를 그냥 과감하게 해봐라 라는 얘기를 해주고 싶습니다.
When I was young, I was really afraid of challenging or trying new things, but I would like to say that don't be afraid, but try out and challenge on your own.
sinabi ko yung in English, diba? To his younger self. Ang galing-galing na mag-English! You're so good!
We're so proud of you.
Let's talk about your future projects because we're excited. You know, even after 20 years, you're churning out great work. So let's talk about that. You're part of the new show, Bro Marble. Yes? Okay. A big round of applause for Bro Marble, guys, because we're going to get to see him some more, right? So Hallyu Magazine wants to know if the Philippines is to be included in the show, which landmarks or tourist spots would you choose and why?
일단 랜드마크는 필리핀의 마닐라가 돼야 될 것 같고 개인적으로 제가 한번 가서 여행으로 갔었던 일로코스가 굉장히
Ilocos.
I love it. 저희가 브로앤마블은 전 세계 어느 도시든 가서 할 수 있기 때문에 꼭 필리핀에서도 저희 브로앤마블이 한번 촬영할 수 있도록 노력해 보겠습니다.
So of course a landmark should be Manila, and you know I had a trip to Ilocos last time, and I think the tour is a really great spot to have a tour. So if ever I have a chance to recommend a spot, a tourist spot, I'll definitely work on visiting here in the Philippines.
Awesome, we're looking forward to that. And this is a show that can be shot anywhere in the world. So we're really, really hoping that you can swing by the Philippines as well. Let's talk about another show. Your variety show, Strong Heart, was recently relaunched into Strong Heart League. What changes have been made from the original concept of the show and what should we all expect? This is coming from Hallyu Magazine.
네, 신기 씨가 출연한 예능 프로그램 당신장에서 당신장 리그로 다시 시작하게 되는데 어떤 변화를 저희가 기대할 수 있을까요?
Yes, we're back. 저희는 예전과 같은 방식의 단체 토크쇼라고 하죠. 정말 많은 게스트들이 나와서 여러 이야기를 좀 재밌게 계속 크로스오버하는 그런 토크쇼고 우리 필리핀에 계신 분들이 또 한국 버라이어티를 좋아하시니까 좀 다양한 재미를 느끼실 수 있지 않을까 생각을 합니다.
So it is a group talk show where we'll be having a lot of guests sharing their stories about it and also like their fun stories, their experiences. So I think it is also a fun factor that Philippine fans could also enjoy.
And yes, we do. Okay, still about the same show. This is coming from Hello K-pop. How does it feel to be reuniting with Kang Ho-dong for the relaunch of this beloved variety show? Because I mean, we've seen you guys partner up before. You guys have great chemistry. How do you feel about that?
네, 이번에 새롭게 시작하는 그 예능에 강호동 씨와 제외하게 된 소감을 저희가 주셨습니다.
저희 영원한 또 큰 형님이고 저와는 굉장히 케미스트리가 좋기 때문에 굉장히 재밌고 눈만 봐도 뭘 원하는지 아는 그런 사이기 때문에 굉장히 재밌게 촬영하고 있습니다.
Of course, he's my forever big brother, and you know our chemistry is really great. Like when you just have an eye contact, you already know what he was trying to say. So actually, we're filming it we're enjoying our filming.
Our favorite love team, recently, and Kang Ho-dong. Let's give them a round of applause. We're so excited. Aside from these two shows, Bro Marble and Strong Heart League, what other projects do you have lined up? This is coming from Manila Bulletin.
네, 브로마블 그리고 강신장 리그 외에도 계획되어 혹시 프로젝트가 있으실지?
아직 특별한 건 없고 개인적으로는 계속해서 우리 필리핀 팬들과 이렇게 지속적으로 만날 수 있는 어떤 계기를 많이 만들려고 합니다. 그게 뭐 콘서트가 됐든 아니면 뭐 뉴 앨범이 됐든 드라마가 됐든 여러분들 만나기 위해서 자주 올 테니까 지금처럼 열정적으로 환영해 주시길 바라겠습니다.
Actually, there's no more projects yet, but of course, I'll do my best so that I can interact with the Philippine fans more often through albums, through drama, or through songs. I'll try my best to come here more often, so please wait for me patiently. Thank you.
Let's take a look back at your, again, amazing 20-year run in the industry. The Philippine Concerts wants to know, what do you think are the defining moments of your career so far?
네, 위에 언급했듯이 승기 씨는 이제 놀라운 20년 경력을 쌓으셨는데, 지난 20년 동안 경력의 결정적인 순간들을 볼수 있으시나요?
개인적으로는 이제 올해부터 새로운 좀 가수로서 연예인으로서 좀 새로운 시작이 됐다고 생각을 합니다.
Sis,
제
sabihin mo kay Lord Joy, naka-live ako.
여러분들
Okay lang, open event to, pre. Hindi naman to close.
그런 컨텐츠가 필리핀 팬분들이
Sabi mo kay Kila Joy, naka-live ako sa FB. Doon na lang.
활동을 했는데
Ano sa kotse ba?
직접 더 많은
Kay Joanna.
아시아 전역권으로 많은 활동을 하면서 여러분들 직접 만나고 무언가를 할 수 있는 컨텐츠를 많이 만들려고 하고 있습니다.
So I think it is a recent thing because after many things I am now enrolled in a new company and I'm having a very new start. So actually before all the things that I've done were made in Korea, and we were just hoping these international fans to actually have a look at the concepts that we make within Korea. But now we're actually planning to go abroad and be directly to our Asian fans and also visit the countries to actually show what we have prepared for them.
Wow, I mean, gustong-gusto natin yan. So he really wants to be closer to us, nearer to us, and doing work that is really more relevant and relatable to the Philippine fans. So I think that's a great idea. We're getting a little deeper now with our questions, by the way. So K-Musify wants to know, again, 20 years in the industry, how has the industry changed you?
네, 연예 산업이 승희 씨를 어떻게 변화시켰다고 생각하시나요?
저를 변화시킨 거가 뭐가 있을까요? 개인적으로는 저는 20년 가까이 이제 활동을 하고 있으니까 뭔가 늘 안다 싶으면 새로운 뉴 웨이브가 계속 트렌드가 이제 바뀌니까 그거를 따라가기 위해서 저도 계속 많이 노력하고 있고, 사실 우리가 3년간, 4년간 코로나로 인해서 코비드 때문에 이제 많이 못 보고 전부 비대면으로 바뀌었는데, 저는 오히려 이제 이게 풀린 만큼 앞으로는 조금 더 대면을 통해서 뭔가를 만들어 나가야 되지 않나. 연예 산업 전반이 비대면보다는 결국은 대면 아닌가라는 생각을 하고 있습니다.
Maybe what could have changed? Actually, I could not say a lot of things because when you think that you know something or you get familiar with something, a new wave or trend comes in. So it's actually hard to say that I have changed. But not actually meet for 3 to 4 years because of the coronavirus, and all the things that we could do were online. But since we could meet offline, I think we can do this more frequently and meet you guys more often.
May tissue ako dito.
I think this is also one of the things that we appreciate about you is you're continuously just improving and developing and learning. Like that attitude is very admirable. So let's move on to our next question, which is from the Soul Story. They want to know, what is the most valuable lesson that you learned in the 20 years that you have been in the industry, and how has that shaped you as an artist?
네, 지난 20년간 혹시 기억에 남는 가장 가치 있는 교훈이 있으실지, 또 그것이 예술가로서 또 개인으로서 어떻게 그것을 승희님을 갖고 나가는지.
저는 개인적으로는 생각하기보다는 움직여라라는 마음을 갖고 있어요. 그래서 이 컨텐츠, 특히나 연예 엔터테인 사업이 생각만으로는 아무것도 할 수 없기 때문에 결국은 몸으로 부딪히고 움직이면서 겪어야 되는 거라서 앞으로도 계속해서 더 그렇게 몸을 부딪히면서 배워갈 생각입니다.
I think the most important valuable lesson that I actually learned is that move instead of thinking. So, this entertainment thing, if you just think, nothing can actually be started. So I would like to, be on action and also experience a lot of things so that I could actually find a way to get through this entertainment. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you so much for sincerely answering those questions. We've had a few that were a little more serious. But here is a cute little question from Buzz Setter. What is a fun fact about you that not many people know?
네, 많은 사람들이 알지 못하는 승희 씨의 흥미 사실이 있을까요?
사실 뭐가 있을까? 버라이어티에서 거의 제 모습을 다 본 것 같아서 여러분들이 새로운 게 뭐가 있을까요? 잘 모르겠습니다.
Actually, I have shown my true self, everything about myself in the in entertainment shows. So I'm not really sure what are the other things that I can show you.
Gusto ko rin yun. Kasi he's so open talaga. Parang kung sino siya pinapakita niya talaga doon sa mga variety shows. So, I think all the fans feel like they really know who you truly are. And yeah, that's a very special relationship with your fans too. So we know everything there is to know about him. That's great. Okay, speaking of, yes, you and your fans, of course we can't not talk about them. Philippine Iron! Make some noise for the favorite oppa. Young oppa wanted to know, this is their question, what is the best memory that you recall every time you think about your Filipino Iron?
네, 필리핀 아이를 생각할 때마다 딱 떠오르는 추억 같은 게 있었어요.
필리핀 아이들은 가장 화려한 편지를 보냅니다. 그래서 누가 봐도 우리 필리핀 아이들이 편지를 썼구나라는 게 보일 정도로 굉장히 이제 뭔가 열정과 표현하는 그런 센스가 굉장히 좋은 것 같아요. 필리핀 우리 아이들이.
It is that, you know, the best memory that I have is that the Philippine Irons sends the most fabulous letters. You know, every time I look at the letter, I could figure it out like, oh, this is from Philippine Iron. I could know it right away. So, coming from their expressions and their love, you know, I could already feel that, you know, it is also from the Philippine Iron. So, yeah, I think that's the best memory that I have.
Can I see? I see a lot of signages in the audience. Can I see everything that you brought? Kahit yung mga naka-tablet, ganyan, oo. Okay, so apparently, the mail that comes from Filipino Iron, they have a very distinct look. Kaya alam na alam niya, ay, oo, galing Pilipinas to. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so who's watching the concert later? Excited na ba kayo?
Yeah.
I think we all are. Okay, you know, your fans, your Filipino fans are here, they're very excited that you're back and that you're having a concert later. Let's wrap up this press conference with your message to them, who you haven't seen in a couple of years, please.
네, 몇 년 동안 보지 못한 필리핀 아이들에게 메시지 한번 해주시겠습니다.
어떤 거요?
메시지 한번 부탁드리겠습니다.
일단 첫 번째 first message 나미스 거가요. 오늘 이렇게 만나주셔서 너무 반갑고 앞으로 정말 이렇게 계속 만날 수 있는 자리가 많았으면 좋겠습니다. 저도 더 다양하게 활동을 많이 할 테니까 여러분들도 잊지 말고 많은 응원 부탁드리겠습니다.
First of all, is that I miss you guys so much, and you know I'm really happy that I could meet you guys through this live concert that I've been having, and I'll be joining different projects, participating in different projects, so that I could meet you guys more often. So please wait for me or look forward to it. Thank you.
Yes, we will be doing that. Okay, so before we let it go, isang malakas na na-miss kita. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3!
Namiss!
Mahal kita! 1, 3, 1, 2, 3! Napakal po natin. Recently, everyone, thank you so much for your time. Let's do one last photo session. One last photo session on center stage, please. Thank you.